Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today we'll be diving deeper into Deep Purple. We'll be checking out the Gemini Suite live. This will be the first movement containing the guitar and the organ. So we're going to hear Ritchie Blackmore, we're going to hear John Lord, and actually we're going to be hearing, I believe, the Light Music Society, which I'm unfamiliar with that orchestra. There's a lot that I'm unfamiliar with, but hey, that's the whole point of this channel. So I'm excited to check these out. And before we jump in, a big thank you to Graham, whose generous support made this reaction possible. And now, let's jump in. And now I'm prepared mentally for the classical world of Deep Purple. Jesus, really big brass. I think I hear Ritchie in my right headphone. The combo of orchestra and heavy metal. It's always a pleasant surprise for sure. Handed it off back to the orchestra. See, it almost would be jarring, but somehow it works. Maybe it's the dynamics that make it fluid. I feel like this is the start of a march. Drums getting louder. Oh, I think there's a Ritchie in there. Yeah, there is. Oh, it's like a groove now. Oh. I think I need to turn this up a little bit more. And then the handoff again. This almost feels like a score for some kind of some old movie, I guess. Oh, it's massive. Whoa, what a difference. I don't even know how to commentate over this. This instrument, I've been hearing this now throughout the whole track, and is it like a piccolo? That's my guess. Piccolo, I would have guessed string, but there's like less resonance in the sound, which makes me think it's not string. I think it's piccolo. Sounds more like woodwind. That sounds like Blackmore wind. Big drums, big drums. A lot of notes. Okay, okay. I feel like I can literally hear the echoing of the guitar playing in the room that they recorded this in. Like I hear the reverberations. Oh man, my eye really hurts. Pray for me. Wait a second, how did we get... Okay, so Richie got really quiet and then that gave the transition room to breathe? Okay. Okay, there was a bit of a blending. But not much overlap. That's delicate. Okay, that's not delicate. This is like, I feel like the first time that they're like really playing together with the orchestra. Oh my god. Oh. I can only imagine if I had discovered this music during my concert band days, because I would have immediately jumped onto this bandwagon instead and probably tried to convince my band teachers to let this kind of music happen, because we played so much basic stuff. It was a good experience, but it wasn't like so pleasurable and fun for me. I would rather play Deep Purple. Oh my god, this sounds so cool. Jesus, this is like climactic. Somberness. Now I'm thinking about the time my pet goldfish died. And all of my guppies. And the fact that the guppy mothers ate the kids. Did you know that they're cannibals? Loves that, like, Richie loves that fast hammer-on technique. Sort of like a tremolo. Is that it? I don't think so. That this is still all part of the first movement, I presume. This is the organ. This is John Lord. Interesting. See, oops. My assumption before getting to this reaction, which I didn't vocalize at the beginning, but just was in my mind, is that it was going to be just Richie and just John playing in conjunction with the orchestra. But it seems like it's the entire Deep Purple group, but for each of these pieces, the first half is primarily Richie and the orchestra, as well as like presumably some of the other band members there, and then it's going to be just John Lord and some of the other band members. Or maybe it is literally just Richie and then just John and then the addition of the orchestra. It's one of those two. Oh, it's big. It happens so quick. These like grandiose changes. Ooh, that's cool. A bit of a chromatic run on John Lord's part. I don't know how to interpret this kind of music. I struggle to find the words. So out of my wheelhouse. Whoa, what was that? It's so interesting. That's dark. This is like what happens when my printer shuts down. Whoa. Super digital, glitchy. Whoa. Pitter-patter notes. I'm just at a loss for words with this one. It's so out of the wheelhouse that I'm even familiar with when it comes to Deep Purple. Like breaking my musical brain. I'm happy to do it, it just... maybe I need more guidance. They're sort of playing counter melodies to each other with John and these string parts. Wow, that may be the first time I'm noticing it, but like that pitter-patter kind of tempo that John's playing at is being echoed back by the strings. And maybe that's been happening more than I have realized up until this point, but even though there's not an exact mapping on in terms of melody across these two separate pieces, they are still bouncing off one another. It's like two instrumentalists taking solos in a blues song. There's like elements of parody. Jesus. Like this is the point when Tom gets Jerry. I think I've been staring at my screen too much. Is John even playing anymore? I don't think so. Whoa. This is like the boss fight. About to destroy Earth. Yeah, definitely. I have so much fun doing these reactions, but I have no idea what to expect anymore. Oh my god. The cascading of notes. Oh wow, it is super supported. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is impossibly hard to play. Wow, and the strings are picking their spots. The wind down. Oh. Okay, I love this part. I love this part. Oh, let me hear that ending again real quick. The winding down is like eerie. That is interesting. Absolutely deserves applause. Yeah, there's a lot of question marks that I have, and I think a lot of it is just kind of like rudimentary knowledge that I would need to just grasp orchestral music in general, and it would then be easier for me to like plug and play my knowledge of Deep Purple and how Ritchie Blackmore and John Lord are kind of intermixing with those orchestral pieces. And we'll start with one piece of research that I want to do in front of you all. So I wanted to understand, what do the movements in orchestral pieces mean? Because I know in like typical orchestra music, there's potentially multiple movements. I think up to four I've seen. Four movements. I've definitely seen three: first, second, third movement. But fourth movement is like my assumption is the highest. I guess it would also be helpful to know what the term movement like literally means in the context of the music. So let's see if I can learn a little bit about classical here. In orchestral pieces, movements refer to distinct sections with a larger composition, acting like chapters in a book, each with its own character and tempo. Let me reread that. Acting like chapters in a book, each with its own character and tempo, providing contrast and building the overall narrative of the piece. So like presumably over an entire show, there's multiple movements that have distinct feels. I get that. Typically a symphony will have four movements. Okay, four. Often following a pattern of fast, slow, dance like fast. Huh? So fast would be the first one, which I felt pretty fast. But there were moments of slowness too. I guess it's still overall, we'll call it an average. So average fast, average slow, dance like fast. Is that three? With each movement exploring different musical ideas and emotions. Let's also just take a look at this Reddit post and then we'll get back into my own commentary. New to classical and keep hearing the term movement. What does it mean? And is there anything I can listen to get a clear idea of what they are? Yeah, it's basically a section or part of a larger work. Maybe think it's like a song in an album, especially a concept album where you're expected to listen in order. I.e., in a typical symphony, there are four movements parts. First movement usually in sonata form. Don't even ask because it's so not a form. I'm not even sure what that means. Then a slow movement, a fast movement, and then a finale movement, which can be anything, but it's usually also fast. Okay, so the structure seems to be fast, slow, fast, fast. Any symphony, sonata, or concerto by Mozart or Beethoven will be divided into movements, and most symphonies, sonatas, and concertos you'll come across are written in multiple movements. Okay, I can buy that. I can kind of get behind the idea that each movement is a distinct section. Although frankly, from my own like recollection, if you were to like give me a pop quiz on what I just listened to, it would be hard for me to like recall individual like moments of the overall movement that we heard. There's like highlights that I have, but like I would have to re-listen to this probably I want to say like 10 times to just be able to even memorize what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. And it comes from a place of feel, and I feel like I just have such a low level knowledge of orchestral music and classical music in this regard that it's a bit of like a learning curve for me. I need a lot of learning to figure this one out, but it's fun for me to get to experience this in front of you all in real time and hearing how just orchestras are fitting in with Deep Purple and vice versa. There is this like fluid handoff between the two, but I still feel like they aren't playing together in tandem as well as they might. I think we got more of that like congruence with John and the orchestra playing. I felt overall less of that with Richie and the orchestra there. At least in this movement that I heard. I believe this was the first movement, right? Yeah, the first movement here in the Gemini Suite Live. So very interesting. Definitely, it's going to require me to learn a lot more. Please give me any and all feedback in the comments or anything that could be just helpful to me. I'd appreciate that greatly. But that's all I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. Subscribe if you did, and if you'd like to request one yourself, hit the link down below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.